welcome. Today we're going to go through our Python. There weren't really any standard prerequisites for this move, but when I first learnt it, it was a little bit scary because it is completely inverted. So I would recommend putting down a crash mat, or if you don't have one, definitely some cushions just around the base of your pole, because it just helps you to feel a little bit more confident when you are completely upside down, especially if you don't have anyone there to help spot you. Personally, I also think that it's just really good to feel solid in a Cupid. The Cupid is just a nice solid, standard for this leg hook. And then of course also an outside leg hang would be a nice prerequisite as well if you did kind of want to know where you should be in order to try this move. But just a very strong leg hook, outside leg hook is really what we need. And we need to feel confident in that grip because that is our major grip point for this move. So speaking of grip points, we have, of course, that leg that we were just talking about. And then as we come down, we're going to bring the bottom foot in front of the pole. So I like to get into that from a Cupid or from an invert. So today we'll just go from an invert and an outside leg hook. So we'll hook that leg and then we'll bring this leg in front of the pole. And then, so it'll look like that. And then as we come down, what we want to do is our bottom hand is actually going to reach through behind and grab our foot. Now I find that the best place to grab is actually just around your ankle or above. You don't want to grab your toes because it always arches your foot and pulls your foot in more, whereas we want to emphasize the knee grip. So holding here will actually make that knee grip nice and strong. So this is the best place to hold for your thread through. So arm reaches through and it's just going to grab around the ankle or the front of the foot there and pull it in. Now as you do that, as you're setting this up, definitely use this here as a grip point, because as it threads through, you'll feel a lot more solid to push your elbow pit, the crease of your elbow, into the pole, and that's going to help set that solid grip up. Now, you do want to pull your foot in as much as you can, and of course, like any grip point, make sure that you're activating the muscles, you're not just using your skin as a grip point. So what that means here is, of course, using your hamstring and squeezing your leg muscles in. So calf, hamstring engaged, squeezing in and pulling in at the same time. So after we thread through and grab the foot and pull in and engage those leg muscles, when you feel solid, this hand can come off and go down. Now another nice way to get into this, which is going to depend on A, your confidence, and B, your back flexibility. You can, when we first learn it, we'll do it this way. We'll actually reach the pole here first, and then once we've got it, you want to be in a cup grip, so your thumb is up towards the roof, and you're going to use that cup grip to open up this way. So think about pulling the cup, pulling your elbow back behind towards your face or even behind your head as much as you can, and that's going to open up your chest and your rib cage away from the pole, which is what we want. So let's just go through that one more time. So we hook, this foot is going to come in front of the pole, bottom hand threads, and we're going to use this grip against the pole, grabbing it around the ankle or the front of the foot. And now activate your leg muscles and squeeze in as well as pull. Then when you feel confident, this hand can come down, grab the pole behind the foot, obviously, because the foot is in front, and then use your cup grip to pull, thumb is up towards the ceiling, pull and open. So your elbow is pulling around and your arm is kind of beside your ear. So like any cup grip, you're using that grip to pull away from the pole. Let's give all of that a try. We'll go invert, outside leg hang. So we'll go here. Hook, bring it up, hand up, leg comes in front of the pole. Bottom hand threads through, remember, grab that foot and now use that elbow grip as a bit of grip point there as well. Now activate your leg muscles and squeeze. So you're pulling in and down. When you feel confident, top hand is going to come down, reaching for the back of the pole And now open and pull that elbow away from the pole. And then to get out, lift back up, keep this engagement the whole time, and we'll pull up and come down. Okay, so depending on your flexibility and mobility in your hips and your kind of groin area as well, that will determine how close you're going to be to reaching that pole. So the more flexible you are in the groin area, the closer you'll be to almost a split, and then you'll probably be able to reach the pole. But if you're a little bit further away, you can grab your foot and kind of sneak your fingers around the back if you need to. So especially when you do this on spinning pole, take your time with the setup. We always get a little bit thinking that we need to rush into the move, but when you're spinning, you really don't need to rush at all. You just want to take your time. It also, of course, keeps the grace of the move if you just take your time setting it up properly and getting into it slowly and with control. So if you can't reach the pole from that position, don't worry about it. Grab your foot, and then as you're spinning, just sneak your fingers behind and onto the pole. So let's try that again, and we're just going to try and add that finesse as well. So obviously we don't want to get to the finessing part until you've done that many times and you feel super confident in it, in getting into the move as well. But if we want to finesse this move, we do want to reach through, grab, and release. So even though we don't want to rush in the setup, we want as few grip changes as possible. And that's what's going to keep this entry into this move looking finessed and graceful. So what I mean by that is, as you bring that leg forward in front of you, we really just want to bring the hand, thread it through, and grab, as opposed to making lots of different grip points along the pole until we feel comfortable. Now, of course, as I said, when we're first learning this, you just take as many grip points as you need to until you feel comfortable. But when you do, eliminating the changes in the grips will make the whole move more graceful. So if we can, we'll add some spin, we'll hook, we'll pull up and bring the leg forward. And then we'll thread through, grab the foot, and then hopefully once we grab and remember to engage, because that's going to increase that grip point. After we've engaged and squeezing, we're going to release the top hand and bring it down. And this is your moment where you choose and whether you can reach the back of the pole straight away, or you grab your foot and just walk your fingers around to reach the pole and then open up. And the more you twist away from the pole, the more you'll actually lock into the move. Like so many twisted moves that we do in pole, the more you twist out, actually, the better the grip points and the more controlled the pose will be. So we've got less grip points. Of course, we've got ankles extended the whole time, particularly on the thread through here, because if you flex your foot here and when you grab, it will really break the line. So it's really important that both ankles are extended and toes pointed, but more importantly, ankles, because I find usually with this kind of grip, this tends to happen. So ankles are long, following the line of your calf, toes are pointed on both feet. So just be careful here as well, that there isn't a little sickle foot here. We want to extend and keep that nice and long. The final touch is, of course, our gaze direction. Now, it is up to you. For today, we're actually going to look out away from the pole, so towards our arm. It's just a beautiful line. The other way looks beautiful too, so I definitely encourage you to, to work on just film yourself doing it different ways and see which way you like. But for today, we're going to turn our head out towards the arm, just to add that beautiful, beautiful line of the neck and of the jaw. So let's put all that together with a little spin as well. And we're going to bring the leg in front of the pole at the bottom. Reach through, grab, squeeze and engage the leg muscles. Bring that arm up and over, either reach towards the pole or to the ankle and creep the fingers behind. Now we're going to open. Elbow pulls back and looking towards your arm, point both feet. And then when you're ready, release the hand, pull up. You can bring that leg behind for a Viva or a Jasmine, which is always beautiful. And then we'll pull up and come down. And that's your Python.